Hey guys, how's it going? Hope things are great with you. So, what are the top five amazing things that you'd have when Mercury is placed in the fourth house? So, all the things as a prerequisite, Mercury must be in a dignified state. The fourth house shouldn't be afflicted. The fourth, a little bit about the fourth. The fourth is the one that shows how much emotional capacity that you have to deal with problems. Because remember, the houses are not detached. That's right. The houses are disjoint, which means there's something which is the fourth taking from the third. The third, as I said, is a house of exploring the values that you have, going out there to find what can I do with my life. But the problems that you face in the third house, which in regards to emotional problems, maybe you're going for a job and you have a lousy boss, something like that, right? And that emotional baggage uh, will be fold over to the fourth house. So the fourth house responsibility is to actually to take that and to see what it can be doing. So if you don't have a good fourth house, chances are you'll not be able to juggle through life in an emotional. So because we are emotional beings, everything that we do has emotional attachment to it, right? If we have control over emotions, govinda, then it's good, which is very, very, very difficult, right? However, we are just average people, so emotional baggage can make us really suffer sometimes. So it's important that we have a good fourth house so that it will have a way to solve all these emotional problems. So that's about a little bit about the fourth house. Okay. All right. So let's look at the five amazing things. Number one, from what we talked earlier, you will have an emotional convalescence, which means if you have an emotional problem, the time to fix it is very short span of time. You don't really brood over it. You don't get into despair, sorrow. You don't hold grudges. No. When you have an emotional breakdown, even you will actually dissect yourself. Emotional convalescence is very strong. You solve the emotional problem in a very short span of time. Number two, you get this obsessiveness over things. Okay, obsessiveness sounds very negative, right? But actually, it's really innocuous. When you think about it, if you have obsession, you will truly see the real, the essence of things. Right? So it's important to get into something and to go really deep into it with persistence and determination. So you have that, and that will be a strong point for you. Okay, so that's number two. Number three is that you're a person with great ability to dissect a problem, as was I said earlier, and which also means that when someone comes to you with a problem, say if I go to you and you have a well-placed Mercury in the fourth house, I will say, hey, I have this problem, I don't know what to do, it's making me sad every day, what can I do about it? Normally friends would just either follow along, right, or give something so ridiculous it doesn't make sense. But not you. Unlike you would dissect the problem. You will be a great listener, and you say, okay, Prakash, this is what you're going through, this is what you should be doing, or this is what you should be avoiding. So that quality, that skill that you have to dissect the problem, to go into a granular perspective, is another strong point. So that's the third one. Number fourth thing, you have interest in spirituality, metaphysics, human cognition, the way human behave and all that, and also logical and reasoning, which is part of mathematics and those applications. You strike a balance between these two quite opposite fields of studies. But if you look at history, great founding fathers in mathematics are also great philosophers, right? So they do strike a balance, and Mercury is all about balance anyway. So you would have interest in both fields. One is things which are not so logical, things which are profound in their own way, which is philosophy, spirituality, metaphysics, the human behavior, cognition, and all that. And the other one will be mathematics and the rules, the physics of the world. You do strike a beautiful balance between these two worlds. Right? And the last is that you take life very easy, because for you, life, when there's a problem, right, when you're facing a problem, you take it as an avenue to learn. Right? So you do not really get into an emotional state. Your emotional state is very solid, it's very concrete. It's difficult to pierce through, difficult to temper, very, very strong. So when you're faced with a problem, no matter how serious it is, you have a very high tolerance of it. Right? And you will see, okay, this is just what it is, and this is what I need to do to fix it. Right? As I said earlier, an emotional convalescence, but also working on the problem, right? And that makes life very efficient, because you don't waste time in worrisome and any form of emotional state. Your mind is clear. This is the problem. This is what I need to do. Right? So it's a beautiful thing to have, and you will truly enjoy the smallest things in your life. You will find joy and happiness in the smallest things of life. Drinking a cup of coffee will make you happy. You're truly happy, right? It's not like, okay, I need to have coffee before I work. No, I'm enjoying this cup of coffee. I'm really enjoying it. So everything that comes to your life, you take it as lessons, and from there, happiness is being derived. Remember, Mercury is called Buddha for a good reason. Buddha, if you look at the root word, is buddhi or intellect, or again the awareness of things. Right? All right, so I hope you like this one, and stay tuned for the other series as well. Thank you. Namaste.